What up, y'all? I am your host, Young Smoove.
I'm OB.
And this is the Kickstand, a place where you're going to kick up your motherfucking feet and chill out for about an hour or so. Don't forget that you can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Music, and Spotify. I just felt that was you. So today, y'all, we got a very, very special guest. My man Lee Steven is in the building. Say what's up to people.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
You are ever so welcome. Not to mention the fact, this dude, I've known this dude too many years to count. Way too many years to count. I remember when you were with the Scholars. And now this new project, you're on your own at this point. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So we'll get definitely into that. But as always, we're going to definitely get into the ratchet and ridiculous corner first. Before we do anything, we always got to kick that lyric. So, I'm going to read a song.
Okay.
In the King's English. It's probably easy, though. I ain't going to lie. It's more popular than anything. And, y'all guess who it is and what the song title is. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're definitely good. You get this probably the first two words. All right. Kush rolled, glass filled. I prefer the better things.
Drake.
There you go. Niggas with no money act like money isn't everything. I'm having a good time. They just trying to ruin it. Shout out to the fact that I'm the youngest nigga doing it. Cap on, brim bent, Denzel every time. She ain't trying to pop that shit for pimp. Okay, well, never mind. I tried to told you Drizzy still ain't nothing nice. Bracelet saying you should quit. Car saying fuck your life. Okay, now we're out of here. Toodles to you bitches. And if you dolled up, I got the voodoos for you bitches. I'm busy getting rich. You don't want trouble. I made enough for two niggas boys stunt double. Fame is like a drug that I've taken too much of, but I never ever trip. Just peace, happiness, and love. I got money in these jeans, so they fit me kind of snug. Plus the game is in my pocket. Nigga, this is what I does. Right. So that was Drake, of course. And the song title was Up All Night.
Yeah,
one of that very first.
I be up all night,
cruising in.
That was back when I actually fucked with Drake. I don't fuck with
Oh my
Drake.
gosh! Let me see. We had the.
That's back when he actually was versatile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now it's just repetitive. Right. Drake. I'm so sick of this.
He had that hunger then, and it was real intricate.
Yeah.
But that's what made me mad about Drake. That's why I cannot get with it. It's because, like, to me, I feel like, yo, I get it, these niggas all about money now. Money. But my thing is this, bro. Drake is actually one of the individuals who sound the way he do so repetitive, but actually he's nice. Mm-hmm. He actually nice. I don't even think a lot of niggas coming up now in this new generation don't even know that Drake really got bars. Like, right. Drake is actually a spitter.
Right.
Yeah, he came a wrong way. Like, that nigga got bars.
And not to mention the fact, don't forget, his first co-sign was with Bun B.
Yeah,
like Bun co-signed him originally off the gate. Yeah, like, it was on the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas shit.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. That nigga has bars. He actually has bars, but all we hear is fucking late night text messages, songs and shit. Like,
but even now, it's very trappish with a lot of repetitiveness. I'm
just tired of that sound. Period.
Yeah.
Once he got to a certain point, it just seemed like he was okay. What is everybody else doing?
Completely.
I'm kind of do what they're doing, but do it in my own way.
Right. Mm-hmm. Man, he also has said that he will never do another double album, and I'm kind of okay with that because I am. And it's not like I was a Scorpion. I think it was Scorpion, but it's just long. It's a lot.
It's long and it's like an album of the same shit. Yeah. It's like every song is like you just play shit on repeat.
Right.
So on that, wasn't it one of the CDs was all of his R&B or his like pop music, and the other was supposed to be just his hip hop stuff. Mm-hmm. He should just took the best of both and put it on one.
And just one. Like
don't put Chris Brown.
Right. Because my
45 tracks and shit. Like
my thing is, one thing about the industry that's changed completely is that we got a short attention span.
Yeah. 8
is all you can give me now. Back in the day, you could give me 19, but 19 tracks included interludes. So it was like you were feeling a masterpiece of something.
But you see music now. Back then, niggas, you're getting 13, 14 tracks on the album. Now, 10. You literally get
9, 8.
Yeah, they literally shorten it, dog. But my thing is this. Yeah, we do have a short attention span. But my thing, back then I could listen to an album start to finish, whether the shit had 14 songs or not.
Right.
Because the shit was that much of quality. Now we're not getting quality. Now it's just throw a track. And look at the platforms we have now.
Right.
Spotify, shit like that. Like niggas just throwing a quick 10 songs, some shit they probably made in 2 days. No quality, no effort put into it. It's just like, throw this out here. Yeah, you're fucking right. I'm listening to one song to turn that shit off.
And too much, and it's a lot of quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. Like, I'm like, every time I try to look for the new situations or what's kind of hot, I promise y'all, I have gone down my Google playlist and been like, who the hell is this?
Right.
Like,
so many
who is this? So, for me as maybe even a purist and a traditionalist, like, I only look for those projects or those people that I know. Like, even if I saw, like, for instance, I recently saw maybe Tech Nine on it.
Okay.
It didn't matter. Like, I thought it was Tech Nine. It didn't matter that there were 100 new niggas on there. Tech Nine was what I was choosing. Like, that was what I was choosing. So
get something out of it.
Right.
Nigga, I'll take 6 songs of quality over 10 songs of
any day.
Give me just an EP. That's why I fuck with Currency so much.
Ooh.
Currency would I love Currency. Currency would give niggas 5 tracks. 5 tracks, yo. All the bitches fire.
Every single one.
Every fucking track is fire, and it's only 5.
My underrated,
satisfied. It's like
my underrateds. If I had to, I got 3 in my head. It's definitely Currency, Crit, and Logic.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll say definitely Currency. I'll say Currency. Oh, I was gonna say Nipsey. That's what fucks with me so bad.
Yeah.
Is that nobody was talking about Nipsey at all.
Yeah,
I was rocking Nipsey in like 2010,
right.
2009.
Listen to terms of Willis had a name one. Like,
you feel me? Like, yo, he has, and niggas don't know, he had hella fake mixtapes. He had hella music. I'm like, how niggas now talk about, but definitely Crit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Crit.
Like,
when we was talking about it the other day.
That
He was
is
like,
deadly, yo. He all in one.
The shit is
Production, he produces, he rap, he do all his own shit. That's why I got put on to him. That nigga's nasty.
Good sound.
And Kid Cudi, easily.
Oh yeah, and I think Kid Cudi is
and no one ever, Kid Cudi has never really ever gotten his recognition ever.
Did you still with Kanye?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's with good music anymore.
No, I don't think he's. I really don't. I think Kid Cudi actually just like branched up. You know, he was battling like severe like mental problems.
Yeah, that's what I was gone for.
Yeah, he was like, so he literally like branched off for the face of the fucking music industry. Niggas like, where the fuck Cudi go?
Yeah. Speaking of new music, we got some new music from Dave East and Tiana Taylor. I need to sign. Love Dave East, and he's killing it as Method Man in this Hulu thing. I have not watched all of it, but I heard it's been really good. The Weeknd has a new song called Heartless.
He's still making music?
That's what I said when I saw
it. Name. It's crazy. Yo, it's crazy how these artists be having this surge of like, Rich Homie Quinlan. There was one point in time on Fetty Wap. Now you don't hear none of these.
Nope.
The Weeknd had a surge of like The Weeknd. Everybody bumping them. Everybody's like, I'm like, what the
Their
fuck?
promotion is different now. They just pop up out of nowhere with an album.
But there's some people I think that can do that now, and I think it actually really a lot of people are really taking that page from Beyonce. Like, she started it. I'm just kind of throwing it down. This is
and Beyonce solidified enough to do that shit.
But the difference is, I would say even this, like, all right, so Beyonce being solidified to do it, and she throws that down, which is fine. Like, I like the fact that Kim popped out with an album and is doing the old school press runs. Like, I'm seeing her on everything from Genius to Talib Kweli's podcast, which was, and it's that reintroduction. So for some artists, it's okay for you to just throw it out because your name is just so solidified.
But that's nothing we don't have either. It's like we don't have artists, chemists from that era where they did that.
Yeah.
I'm going on every radio station within a fucking 5 mile radius.
Right.
Now it's just, I'm going to pop up on Breakfast Club. Yeah. Niggas are so like, I'm cheesy ass motherfuckers, like bougie cheesy bitches.
And
like,
you know what's surprisingly, it's surprising that you said that. You know what? She hasn't done that. For this run, she has not gone to the Breakfast Club. I just thought about that.
Breakfast Club is like the one-stop shop for any of these industry niggas popping out of the cut. Or
I think she has issues with Charlamagne and all that.
Yeah. I think she definitely has.
That's why she might.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she
and that's just like,
she ain't fucking with that nigga. Like, yo, you play cornball. She not fucking with that nigga.
That's just like with Nicki though. Like, Nicki, I would love to see what this next run is going to look like for the 5th album.
It been less like that garbage shit she put out.
Like last year.
That shit was hot fucking ass and feet.
I don't know.
I was like, nah, bro.
I don't know what that
Trash. I was like, nah, as far as I'm concerned, that album never released.
It never existed. Her last album was The Pink Print. That's in my mind. That's
I don't know what this shit that dropped recently.
I realized that her run may be different though, because it's gonna be really unique. In the sense, it's like she not just gonna pop up, because that's the big thing. Like, she not gonna pop up. The Barbs would have a fucking field day if they didn't get notification that it was happening. Like that's a big thing. But it's gonna be different, and a different way of looking at it, because you have a rap artist that has their own show on Beats One. Mm-hmm. So even though, let me tell y'all something, I'm a huge Nicki fan. I can't listen to Queen Radio, yo. I promise y'all, this shit, it blows my mind, yo. It's so much. Yo, it's so crazy. Like, if you really you can look at it on like YouTube or whatever, or anywhere, and you really take just to listen to it. Like, I got like 10 minutes in, and I was like, yes, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Between all the theatrics, the yelling, the obnoxiousness, and then on top of that, like, I love your music, but all of it all day for a whole hour.
Like, Queen Radio sounds like when I've heard it a couple times, I'm like, I would never want to chill with Nicki Minaj outside. Just like, it just be in the arena where she's there. There's like some chill environment, some shit. I would never want to be around her, because the way she sounds on there, that's probably how she literally is, like, in person. Like, obnoxious, loud, and
shit. A lot of people, I feel like this, and this is one of those things where you have to really think about people that say some things about you and continuously say the same shit about you. Everybody's not wrong. Everybody's not wrong.
They're just making up shit. Like,
everybody, like, you trying to put it in the raps like, oh, I'm stopping bags like the TSA. No, bitch, you clearly are. Like, something is happening. Everybody in this bitch cannot say the same exact thing.
Joe Budden, when he came on Queen Radio.
Oh my god,
she tore this nigga an asshole, and I was like, bro, that's so. I'm like, I fucks with Joe.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Joe Budden fan, music wise. He's a fucking a quality artist right there, very underrated. But
Slaughterhouse,
nasty. Yes, this period, just like you feel me? Like, come on now, you cannot knock Joe.
Right?
It's like, you got some. When he came on, when she was on his show, and she was more like.
Still talking to the Barbs, which
nigga come on her show, shit, yo. I was like,
cut his fucking mic. Like, what are we doing?
He was playing the shit.
Did she tell him to leave or something?
Yo,
I think he left on his own accord.
He just left. He was like, fuck this shit. I'm like, damn, this bitch.
And then your goon of a husband, bitch, you paid for that ring. Let's be clear. I don't care. Like, she paid for this.
Fresh out the pen.
She's a goon of a husband.
Yo, at the end of the day, you talking about this nigga just got out of jail in 2018. He's 1 year away from prison. Nigga, how did he buy you a $1.6 million ring? Like, I don't understand. And if that is the case, I need him to write a book so all of these ex-cons can figure out how to get their lives together. Because that's not fair. Like, there's nothing not fair. I said that on that last show. Like, if you made such a come up, quote unquote, educate those that are coming behind you, that are coming out of the bench. Like everything about that nigga is phony, square, and a dud, and I can't fuck with him, and I dislike it. Anyway, moving on from that bitch, because she wasn't even on the topic list today. It's random. Make my skin crawl these days. And I need for those bars to come back.
Only expect that if she's on the feature. That's how Nicki is. She
She
nice when she on somebody else.
Like I let you hear the dude Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
And she killed this motherfucking feature.
Why you nice on other niggas shit?
I don't know.
You can't come with your own shit.
There's somebody from New York on there or something with her.
Right.
Fab or somebody.
Right. Ooh, speaking of Fab.
Fat nigga.
Summertime Shootout 3 just released.
Yeah.
Super excited about to listen to that shit today, because I haven't had the chance to listen to it. I've heard maybe the first song on it, and that's it. And I just like, yo, I'm so
shout out to Fab, yo. Shout out to a nigga who ain't never changed up, never switched up. Yo, Fab has literally been Fab since the first day I listened to him.
Yo.
Still quality, amazing artist, amazing beat selection. Yeah. He's never lacking the music.
It's one of those, and that's another thing. That's one of those projects. When I saw it yesterday, I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, it's right. Like, there aren't that many artists, especially hip hop artists, that you get excited about. Like, the Jadakiss shit.
Yeah.
The motherfucking video.
Yo, Jada.
The video for me, I was like, nigga, I have to watch this. But there are artists that are like that make you say, I gotta get it.
Yeah, because they didn't lose touch. They didn't get complacent and lose touch.
Nope.
They started bringing you quality from the beginning. They still bringing you quality. We don't have quality no more. It's just throw a project out. Like, think about it, yo. Today, we don't even have artists that really perform anymore. These industry niggas are so lazy. They go on the stage and half the time the audience singing they shit. Get a real performer. Like Beyonce, that bitch perform. Yo, she get on the stage. You gonna get choreography. Yeah. She's going to sing the entire time.
Let me tell you something. We gonna touch on that because I got to touch on that with that Summer Walker bullshit, and we'll get there. But when I tell you, Beyonce, that's a motherfucker before. But what was that? Was last summer?
Nigga, fuck last summer.
No. But just saying, for instance, my birthday was July 27th. They had it in FedEx Field the 27th and the 28th. I went to the 28th show. On the 27th, we had a fucking tsunami over this bitch. Do you think Beyonce canceled a fucking show? No, that bitch said, look, fuck it, it's gonna be late. Y'all
gonna still get a show.
We're gonna party and you're going to get a whole show.
They don't care. I love that. Like, she is at a stature of a level of an individual where it's like, she really don't even gotta do music anymore. Right. But she still, when she does give you music, she still give you her heart. It's more than just her music. That's good. That's why the Beehive is so crazy about it. Right. They like, yo, she ain't let up yet. Like,
and not only that, yo, you pulled a Lauryn Hill. We've been listening to the Miseducation for almost 20 years. 20 years! Yeah. And Lauryn can come out today to tracks that don't even sound like the original track and still spit. Did a whole tour.
And still sell
and still was great. Beyonce decides that she wants to give you Homecoming, which is every fucking song that you already know.
No, she literally said all the old shit.
All the old shit, one new song.
One.
And
that shit sold out it's just endless. Like, okay, thank you. Niggas like, oh yeah, thank you.
Niggas is listening to, look, The Lion King was ass and trash. But you got this Beyonce. It was fucking horrible. I looked at it, I was like, what is this? This is ridiculous.
Garbage.
The fucked up part about it is this. Disney and Disney Plus, Disney, think about what you're doing when you come with the animated shit and everybody can't touch on that versus the live action. Yo, the Lady and the Tramp one was actually alright. I was like, oh.
You saw that one, the live action?
Yeah, because it was the first thing that was on Disney Plus. So as soon as you open Disney Plus, it's the first. Yeah,
I heard about it, but I didn't know really. It's
literally the first thing.
It actually exists.
Yeah, it's the first thing that's on there.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. So as soon as you open your Disney Plus, it is the first thing that's on there. And I'm like, okay, shout out to Disney Plus because actually I'm about to change my joint over because you can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN for like $12.99.
Okay.
So that is dope. I cannot wait. I'm about to switch that shit this week.
We will be watching Super Bowl with Charles.
You see,
yeah, we already doing that anyway. You see, go Ravens because I hear they kicking ass right now.
You see Aladdin too.
So that was utterly disgusting.
Garbage, hot ass.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of don't even. Brother to brother, I kind of don't want you to waste your time.
I really don't.
I'm sorry. Is there certain things like? Especially when you a movie head, and then like something like that, a classic is Aladdin. You know, like that's
But the greatest thing is it's hard. It's horrible.
My thing, they could have gave me the animated, not have been okay.
But here's the great thing, Disney. This is the great thing that you've done. Adding to Disney Plus, there is a section called The Vault. And The Vault has all of those classics. Which is funny because I watched Aladdin, I watched the original one. And then I watched The Return of Jafar. I was like, damn, they cut animation corners like nobody business. I was like, yo, if you look at the magic carpet, right? Like the magic carpet has the Cave of Wonders on it in the original Aladdin.
Right.
When you go to The Return of Jafar, they was like, look, we're about to just paint this bitch blue and like, let's give him a couple squares, but it doesn't look the same. And I think a lot of that came when it became like the TV show.
Right.
So it just kind of changed that up. Anyway, moving on back into Ratchet and Ridiculous because we done went all the way off topic. So yes, this is going to be an amazing show. Thanks.
I mean, we on amazing timing. So
cool.
We get straight away a couple times.
Okay, cool, baby. All right, so let's go into it. Omarion said, "Fuck y'all niggas." Wait a minute, who died? Hold up. Okay.
Damn, as soon as you mention Omarion on this shit,
right? Omarion killing niggas. So Omarion is the new king of petty. I'm sorry.
Petty, he a gold medalist for the Petty
Yo,
Olympics.
he is getting the gold award for the Petty Olympics. This nigga originally put out an original tweet with the Millennium Tour logo talking about 2020. Then he come back on Little Fizz's birthday and put out the advertisement, which is now him and Bow Wow headlining the Millennium Tour along with the Ying Yang Twins, Lloyd, Sammy, Pretty Ricky, and Soulja Boy.
That is fucked up. On your birthday?
On his birthday. He said, you gonna fuck my bitch? I'm gonna fuck your money. Like,
yo, God, y'all should
keep going too.
That nigga had a vengeance. He said, a word. I'm gonna show you how to do this petty shit.
Okay, so now I understand the meme now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, when I tell you the funniest shit ever is the fact that Yo said, yo, you gonna fuck my bitch? Well, I'm gonna fuck up your money.
All right.
Oh, and you gonna fuck my mama? I'm gonna fuck your money. Like, so yeah, like Omarion is not playing with these niggas. He is gonna be out here on this tour talking about touch. He is gonna be doing it. I'm ready. I'm here for this.
I ain't gonna lie, I love that song.
Me too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that shit make
yo, that shit came on the
dance.
other day on my Spotify. I was like, yes, come
That
on,
shit make
Omarion.
you want dance. It's like, oh shit, nigga. You just make start moving and
Like
shit.
touch. Like, but yeah, so I am definitely here for this millennium. First of all, I heard the last Millennium Tour was
I just thought
dope,
about
though.
it. You mentioned Lil Bow Wow. Y'all saw some shit online. There was like the funniest 5 seconds that you'll ever see. There was a video of Lil Bow Wow and the Let Me Hold You video when he kept doing this shit. And you know he had the big ass black shades on.
Yo, and the motherfucking thin ass dreads. Oh, that was so
Nigga,
hard.
I saw
And it
it.
was blonde
It
too.
literally said the funniest 5 seconds you'll ever see in your life, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, I looked at it, yo, the funniest 5 seconds I ever seen in my life. It's just this nigga doing this. And he was skinny as shit. He had a black tank top on, thin as a bitch.
Right.
That's a little Bow Wow.
Yo, that shit is hilarious.
And shame on y'all old ass women that was loving Lil
And he
Bow
went
Wow.
from there to like photoshopping planes.
And shit, right?
Like, yo,
Giving you stock Google images.
do not jump in the music industry. The industry.
You
can be underground and get money. I know a lot of niggas doing it.
Yeah.
Do not. The industry literally turns niggas out. Like you can see it. It does it, yo.
Wasn't Bow Wow the one that started challenges?
Yeah. Well, no, we started it because he was stupid.
Yeah,
We started them Bow Wow challenges.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Be like, ooh, I'm on a whole yacht. And it's really a toy boat. Like,
You got angle the camera a certain way so it looks like it's bigger than it's not.
mm-hmm. All right, so
Oh shit.
you know what? I don't particularly know if I like this story. I don't care anymore. So living it up. Ja Rule is cleared of any wrongdoing for the Fire Festival fiasco. That is great. That is
At least his
great.
name ain't attached to no shit.
Because that nigga was about to go down because that shit was like $100 million.
No, you don't want to get time.
Yes.
You better hit that nigga with fake time.
Yeah.
Like, back to jail you go. Back to jail.
You can't just be stealing white people money.
Especially if you, and that's just fucked up, right? When you're broke and you steal the white man money, they're like, we'll get it back. When you're rich and black and steal the white man money, nigga, we about to double up on this nigga. Like, oh yeah, you took us for 100 mil. Oh yeah, we getting you for $1 billion. Like, we're gonna make sure you go broke in the hole, and behind bars.
Right.
So while you riding in jail, we taking all your shit. See, yo.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk about that for a while.
The oppressor.
Right. We talked about this before. Tyler, the Creator, is on the cover of GQ for Men of the Year, which actually, this is the first time the nigga looked like somebody.
I know. Yeah, it's so funny. Like Tyler's, it's crazy. I remember when they first, that was back in my heavy skateboard days, bro. When our feature first hit the map, niggas was like, who the fuck is these?
Yeah.
Guys? Like,
But I think, and when it's funny because we talked about Wu-Tang earlier, I think that was supposed to be like our new Wu-Tang at that point.
They were
because it was so much.
You saw the fucking like diverse of like the group.
Mm-hmm.
The group had they were some weirdo motherfuckers,
right?
Like
I couldn't fuck with all the imagery, and that was probably
my
portion.
Yeah,
like a lot of the imagery was a bit much. I was like, all right, we doing a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Earl Sweatshirt, that's my favorite. That's
right.
Hardest nigga in feature to me.
Mm-hmm.
He the lyricist. Everybody else, everybody's can rap, but Earl the nigga who actually sits at the table while they're doing wild shit and actually is focusing on his bars.
Right.
While they're jumping around doing anything else. He actually studied and do his shit.
He has some crazy videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, yes.
One of the things I do like about Tyler though is like he is actually out here like fighting for great cartoons, for there to be like black characters in cartoons, because there's really not.
Bro, when he dropped Lord Squad,
yeah.
Oh my god. That was like the new Jackass.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. And there's just a bunch of niggas doing some literally a black version of Jackass.
Those are Adult Swim.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Lord Squad. That show was the shit too. It was funny as shit.
Yeah.
Late night come on, gotta watch that shit. It's fucking hilarious. They doing dumbass shit. Just like Jackass.
Yeah.
Just what niggas.
Again, Adult Swim, I had to get with that goddamn imagery again. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna stop watching this. I was like, well, first of all.
No, Adult Swim had too much Super Jail, shit like that.
Yeah.
What was that one joke that fucking, the shit with the dog?
Oh, that was demonic as fuck.
I saw that shit probably like 2 times. Cause my older cousin, he started getting the DVDs and the shit. And I'm like, how the fuck can you sit here and watch this shit? Like,
bruh, let me tell you. I watched the shit one time high. I said, like, Mr. Happy or some shit like that. Yeah. I watched it high one time. I said, not my Jesus.
Family table and behind the scenes, his dog is a whole satanic ruler or some shit. Like, how are you watching this shit?
It comes on at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yo.
That's some shit like...
I'm always half asleep. I wake up like, what is this shit?
Like, no.
Super Jail, that was another one. That shit's crazy. Like, Super Jail.
Like, I knew it was wrong when my stomach started hurting. I said, you know what? I'm not watching this. Because instantly, if that kind of aura come off the TV, nigga, I'm not watching this shit.
Like, bring back our Adult Swim. Like,
you know
the old where
Beavis and Butthead.
Home movies. Like,
and even that fucked me up too, because sometimes the videos on Beavis and Butthead, I'd be like, what was it?
Space Ghost.
What was the song?
There was so much shit.
Space Ghost was the shit though, but what was the song?
It was a rock song they would play.
It was a rock song that they played, and me and my cousin used to sing this shit all the time, and it was like, shit, I can't remember now, but it was like fuck the police and such. But it wasn't NWA; it was something else. It was really weird. And yeah, but Beavis and Butthead, oh man, that was a classic. That shit was a classic. Remember when they did the movie?
Oh shit!
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did do a movie.
Yep, they did. You know, my favorite MTV shit used to be though was Daria.
Oh,
I loved Daria. Yeah. I would watch Daria like this, like it was a whole new show every week. Like I watched Daria.
Have you ever seen? You remember Special Ed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told that story.
You like Wonder Chosen?
Wonder Chosen was crazy.
I should not have been watching that.
I don't think anybody should have been watching
Wonder Chosen was so savage, yo. They had the video. I was like, there was a video that was on Facebook. My boy Zay shared it to me. Yeah. And it was the episode of Wonder Chosen when the dude hit the camera with the blue puppet. And he was like, are you doing this? You know, we're doing this for the children. And the guy's like, get the fucking camera out of my face. He was like, is it too dirty? Is it too dirty? Mm-hmm. Yo, after this, I'm gonna show you this video. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, yo, where's this little blue puppet from? And I looked at the show, I was like,
Wonder Chosen, shit. And then that was the one where they had the dog that
it was all like
little puppets and shit.
Yo.
Oh, Crank Anchors.
Oh my god, that shit.
That was on Comedy Central. That's new now. They have a new season.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. What the fuck out of here?
I had to watch that.
Yo, when they just make the fucking prank calls.
Yay!
Yo, the fucking prank calls.
You got mail. Yay!
Oh my gosh.
They have all new characters now. But
really? You know what? I did hear something about that, but then I think this is the age that we live in. It slipped the shit out of my mind. Like it's weird because like with my cable is like I have my television, right? But I primarily don't use it because I'm always watching YouTube shit.
That's my TV
and my Netflix shit. So which is weird because then I'll eventually get off of it and then I'll look at my DVR and be like, oh shit, I forgot all about that. Let me watch this.
Nigga, that. I have not seen the guide menu for cable in like 2 years. Wow. Yeah, I literally just and I got cable at home. I got like Comcast, all that shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I keep one of my laptops plugged to my TV. YouTube is literally my TV. Yeah. If it's not my laptop, I got my Nintendo Switch on YouTube watching it.
Because I will say this: YouTube is be careful. Because you could fall into a fucking hole if you let that autoplay go. Yo, you remember the year?
Watching me.
The recommend on the side.
Yo, the recommend on the side. You be like, or no, go play YouTube. go to sleep, and then wake up and look at your motherfucking shit the history was. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Nah, I don't know. Like, with me, with YouTube, I'm a playlist junkie. So, like, I watch videos and something interesting pop. Like, I'm a huge, like, anime nerd. I love video games, Pokemon, and shit like that. Right. So, like, shit like that, I watch like that. But I'm a playlist person. So, like, when I go on YouTube, I look specifically for a playlist of stuff. So I can just play a whole... I watch a lot of video game walkthroughs and shit. Like, long-ass shit. I don't like 20-minute videos. I need a video that bitch is like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I watch shit like that. Yeah. So I can just have it on. I know I'm going to fall asleep. I know I'm going to wake up like, all right, it's good.
But wait a minute. I got you one better. My worst YouTube experience had to be when I was all into the Illuminati bullshit. Like, bruh. We all had that phase. Like, I just was like...
It's a sinkhole.
It is a sinkhole.
Literally, you'll be in that bitch like...
I was like, you know what? Did he really do this? Like, it was like, it's just so bad. It's such a bad
I had that phase too. Me and my cousin used to literally sit in the house and just sit and watch YouTube.
Yo,
like, I told you he was doing that shit. Yo, we like, yo, this fucked up.
Yo, it's
now,
so bad.
Now, I will never do this shit. I will never even
I don't do it. It do. And you know what the fucked up part about it though? It's those people that put the music behind it. It's the music. Because had you not put this music
so
behind it.
It's so cinematic and dark and shit. You be like, yo, you really sitting there like scared as shit, low key. Like, then you looking around, you looking at your phone like...
They be like, you know, like, and then they put the imagery and you be like, what the fuck is this?
My thing is this, it's funny because now you think about like, now that I don't watch anymore and I'm way older, I be like, I want to meet the nigga who made the video.
Because
who took the time behind the computer like, no. This song, like they probably crazy as shit in their head. Like, yo, this song has to go here. I need this picture of the symbol.
Yo, and then like the breakdowns and shit.
Yo, I'd be like, yo, this shit's actually happening.
The funniest and the worst is the fucking 5% of niggas. They try to give you the fucking mathematics with the shit.
Yo, them niggas do actual
mathematics.
You know what I mean?
They do real life problem solving steps with these fucking videos.
Yo, it'd be like. Which one? I was watching the 5% to talk about 9/11. Nigga.
You know how many fucking niggas made videos on 9/11? There's no way this could... I saw one video where a nigga went to a whole scientific explanation of the way that a plane is constructed.
Or the way the plane is supposed to crash into the building.
This nigga was like, this nigga went in depth. I mean, like, to the point he's like, there's no way the plane could have did that. Because the plane is hollow on the inside. So if the plane would have hit a steel reinforced wall, it would have just crumbled the plane. I'm like, he fucking right. The plane, no, he's not right. That's still a building with glass.
Right.
That's why you didn't get into that shit. Yeah. It's a sinkhole. You start trying to make your own theories and shit with this dumbass nigga who can say it too.
Yeah. Because around that 2012 time, like when everybody was together and shit, like I was big in it. I was just like, this shit is sinking me. But when I had no job, nigga, I was going down.
Yeah, I got no job, nigga, sitting there like,
yo, YouTube is the devil.
Fucking couch shaking and shit like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, this is really bad.
Looking out the window and shit every 5 seconds, like
it's tutorials on everything on YouTube.
Yeah,
literally.
Mm-hmm. Definitely don't watch it at night though. I'm like, I ain't here for none of that.
No, now I just watch video games at night.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you have me into the lo-fi. Like, I definitely. As a matter of fact, it's funny. Yeah, like just the lo-fi instrumentals, which is really nice to go to sleep to. As a matter of fact, there's a new movie on Netflix, but the animation is like the animation from the lo-fi situation. Now, it's really strange. It's like a relationship between...
Like it's one of them, I know, like one of them AMVs, like some weird visuals.
Yeah.
Like the music is amazing.
Because it's like yo trying to find it's like a distant relationship with a separate hand.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
Walking around. It's weird. It's weird as shit. And I'm like...
But the music, like, I watch a lot of, like, if I'm studying or some shit, or just sitting there, like thinking, or if I'm, like, sometimes I'll just sit in my bed and just like look at this fucking ceiling. Mm-hmm. But I'll play like 24-hour lo-fi channels with just beats playing. And it inspires me too. So I'll come up with ideas to start making beats and shit. But yeah, it's just 24 hours. It's hella different channels.
Yeah. And the main two are the ones that
like studying and shit like that.
Yeah, I study to it, I write to it.
Yeah, yo, that shit's so relaxing.
Yeah. It's just like and I think you can find it on Google too, surprisingly enough, which I didn't realize that, but, cause I think they have the logo at the bottom.
They got links. They got links.
They got links.
YouTube was just like cause, YouTube.
Like us, like
legit 24-hour stream on YouTube where it's just a live stream. Just
yep.
You can just stream all fucking day.
Mm-hmm. Like I keep watching this little girl rub the cat, and I'm like, this is so soothing.
It's the same animation too. Like you literally just looking at it like.
Right,
this bitch ain't do nothing different. She's still just rubbing the cat. The music is literally what's taking you. Just like, but then when you start looking at the entire thing and like I get books or pencils. Like, oh shit, that's funny as shit right there. Like one of the shits is like they got like a video game console and it's like I think it's like F-Zero on TV. Like it's so detailed, but you start looking at all the shit around it. Like,
that's why so many views on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly why I got so. And they actually the live chat be really jumping. Yeah, niggas literally be on the chat. Conversation.
Yeah. It's our new that honestly is probably the newest chat room. Like the new chat rooms for real. Better than the old days.
Welcome to the Baltimore Monkey.
You know what? You hush your goddamn face.
Yeah, I know you know that shit.
Everybody in Baltimore knows what it is.
We reached the Baltimore Monkey.
Fuck
we used to rise ass off on that shit, shorty.
Right.
Nigga, my name was Duro. I had hazel eyes. Yes. I was, I think, 5'7", tall enough. Braids. Yo, I had hella responses.
That was before they had MySpace and
that was literally like
we always going to this. Yes,
that was literally pre-MySpace. Like right after that, slowly died. MySpace got on the market.
I mean, it was like catfish, like nobody business on this nigga.
It is so funny to watch catfish now. You sit back like. I remember that. I did this before.
I've done this.
I was an active catfisher.
Yeah. I used to write down my description like while I was saying it on the line.
So you remember that shit?
I'm Dominican and black. I'm
not Dominican and black, sorry.
Yo, it's just like, he mix.
Oh, he mix. He real big.
Yo, he different.
He's different. Like, you know what?
That was before foreign.
Right.
Literally, that's what you said. Yeah, yo, they were like, oh my goodness. Now you can just see foreign everywhere, but now it's like, oh my gosh, he's Dominican and black. I wonder what he look like. Can you send me a picture?
Be like, oh, now he Dominican and black. I wonder if do his mama do hair? Like,
send me a picture with your 3-megapixel camera on your flip phone. And there's gonna be a little blurred out. You gotta hold that shit. Like, even the way niggas took pictures back then has changed.
Oh
like,
my god,
it'd just be like,
like, what type of what is this? Like, why are you holding it to your face like this? It's crazy.
Hella focused.
Whatever happened to that device that people were getting where they was holding their phones to take pictures?
Oh, you saw the selfie stick?
Yeah,
I had one. It just recently broke, but yeah.
I stopped seeing people using it.
Yeah,
that is true, yo. Yeah, that was like a whole trend phase of people with selfie sticks. People actually still actively use them, but you see a lot of people using them majority of the time, like when they're on trips and shit. Like that. Okay.
Yeah. So you can get water views and stuff like that.
GoPros and shit now really need a selfie stick. Now they got body vests with the GoPro on it.
But now the new thing, I just see people walking around live all day like this.
Yo, I hate that shit. That shit actually bothers me.
This girl bumped into me one time. Like she was in the car having a conversation at Popeyes or whatever. It was on live.
First of all, it's the Popeyes. I told y'all it's the Popeyes' fault. We've already said that.
I see that shit all the time where people like, and they're like, my head, because I feel like in my head, I have an alter ego in my head that's like the funniest comedian ever to live in my head. So I be sitting down when I see people doing shit like that, and I be like, yo, I would start looking around my surroundings like, yo, I wonder if I had some shit just like through that bitch while they on this live and thinking they shit. Some shit popping in their head. They look around like, what the fuck was that?
Then it turns the world star.
Shit, Joe, you feel me? Like, you really in tune to this live shit.
See, you better than me because my thought process would have been, I wonder if I creep and choke them the fuck out, would they?
They still record
they still be on live?
Look, y'all saw it first.
Would you still be on live then?
Like, no. Has anyone ever live recorded themselves getting fucked up before?
Like,
yo,
I've seen some shit where where it's been. Well, no, I've seen niggas get shot.
Accident though.
Yeah.
It was by accident.
Do y'all see the one? It was this girl that she was beefing with somebody on live. And then she put the phone down and the girl came to her door and she came to the house and beat up in the house.
No.
What?
That's on Facebook now.
Oh wow. I gotta find that one.
I know the funniest shit I remember was when the game recorded himself beating up 40 Glock.
Oh man. He was holding the phone like
he ran over, he was like, got blood on my sixes, nigga. Yo literally beat him up, put him in a bush and shit. He was like
but the worst lives are the girls that think they super cute. They just be playing music and don't nothing be happening, but you just playing with your hair.
They don't talk or nothing.
And they don't know it turns to a joke.
Right.
It literally does.
But what makes it even more fucked up is then you get all these views. Why all these views here?
Nah, bro. You'll be surprised, yo. I be seeing some shit where niggas will get the packing bitches up straight on the live. Like, oh, you ain't doing nothing. Now niggas is finding shit to talk about. Like,
right.
That bitch your forehead big as shit.
Yeah. Speaking of big ass forehead, Summer Walker.
Military.
Let me tell you something.
Militia.
Everybody is aware of Summer Walker and this whole social anxiety. Why am I using air quotes? Because you can't have social anxiety and be on social media.
Doesn't make sense.
I feel as though that is not a thing. This is the whole era of you are such an internet gangster, and it's ridiculous. Number one, if you make music and you are an entertainer, you are in the entertainment business. That business is going to come with some shit that is going to be sociable. You have to talk to people. You have to have interview. I would never been able to do this interview with Summer Walker because I would have punched in her fucking face. Never would have been able to do this.
No, I just feel like
because you're not going to do. You can go. You can be gone.
Yours right there.
You can be gone. You can be gone. I don't believe that she understands that. Like, I don't think she understands that. I think that she doesn't get that she has to be an entertainer.
Who the fuck even is Summer Walker? I've never heard of
her. I've listened to the album and there's some songs that if I play them, you kind of remember because you kind of may have heard me playing. But she's actually okay.
I've never heard of her at all until I saw the meme pop up where the niggas photoshopped her with an army. with the military outfit on. Like this.
Yo.
I was like, who the fuck is this in this meme? I've never, but that's an original picture. I was like,
but like her music is really, really good R&B. It really is. And she dating London on the track, which is weird. But
not surprised.
But she definitely.
I can't date a rapper chick, by the way. I would never be able to have a girlfriend that's an artist. I just couldn't do it, yo. Yeah. It's just like, but you still gotta pay for beats. Ain't no free beats around this motherfucker.
Right.
I want to try you.
Fuck you, baby. Nah, I already have that happen now. Me for the first time. Nah, so you still gotta pay.
You're right.
Yeah, we go home to the same bed, but still gotta pay. Right. I want my publishing. I want my copyrights. Mm-hmm. Nah, fuck that. Hey, well, she might blow up on some shit and dump me.
Where's my money?
Now she ended up dating a nigga like living on the track. And then I'm just sitting back in the house, cold, alone. My name is drug through the mud and eating shit.
Give her a discount.
You feel me? Like, nah, nigga.
But yeah, no, so I don't believe that. I believe, like, for instance, even with Michael Jackson, with all of the craziness that it was, Michael was an entertainer. Yeah. Beyonce is an entertainer. Cardi is an entertainer, no matter what level you put that on. You can't go, first of all, the only person that can stand on a goddamn stage and just stand in one goddamn place is Mariah Carey. That is it. That is it. You are not allowed as a new artist today to stand in one place unless your song is such a ballad that it creates.
You're immediately being compared at the end of the day. And that's the thing, I think a lot of artists understand it. Like, it's so crazy. I just had this conversation with one of the artists last night.
Right.
At the studio and shit.
Shout out to the Gold Room. We had a good time last night.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I tried to party, but ended up still having to work. But,
I'm texting you like, nigga, this is the longest listening session ever.
We turned the studio to an after hours every other Saturday. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm there expecting this chill and shit. And then I walk up to my man, he's like, yo, you finally here. I got an artist. I'm like, all right, I can make a quick listening session real quick. Burn there. I had to be in that bitch for like an hour. Hour and a half. Once I leave out of the studio with her, getting her contact and all that stuff, after letting her hear shit, my other man's just sitting right on the couch outside the studio room. He was like, yo, you here? Yo, I gotta let you hear this. I need to hear some shit. I'm like, yeah, alright. Go back into the room. I can't even enjoy myself. Niggas out here partying, freaking off and shit. I'm sitting in the room.
We had a good time.
Playing with niggas and shit. But I did tell that new artist, I was like, a lot of these artists don't understand what hustle is. Or grinding, with the music shit. That's a hustle, period. No matter how you look at it. Yeah. It's not a 9 to 5. You can treat it like a 9 to 5, but it's a hustle. You have to put work in if you want to be noticed. And it's not always about being famous. Right. No, it's just building rapport somewhere where your face card good. Mm-hmm. You feel me? You can walk into an establishment that's big enough. And like, oh, you here? Bro, we got a slot for you. Don't even worry about it. Like how Brandon did for me for the beat market shit.
Yeah, exactly.
My man's, he runs the lineup room downtown. He paid for me, my way, to do the beat market. It's like basically like a flea market for producers.
Okay.
It's so sick. It's like a pop-up shop for fucking producers. Like we all come in increments of 4 set a laptop down, and there's tons of artists walking around, everybody networking, walking around. You basically like a one-stop shop for beats. You walk up to a producer. Yeah, I'm looking for this. I'll play you the sound. You listen to it on live. You exchange numbers, buy your shit on the spot. But you, as a producer, you got paid for the artist in that slot. Because what you make is 100% of your profit. This nigga paid for me. Like he's like, yo, I got your slot already. But that's just because I'm a huge supportive person. We don't have that no more, and motherfuckers is lazy.
And I also think that the beat market is an amazing situation. Like
I've never heard of shit like that before.
You know what? I wonder if we could ever just flip it on its ear. You know what I'm saying to you? Instead of artists looking for producers looking for artists.
That's actually the whole thing behind it.
Yeah.
That's what he said the whole goal was. Right. For producers to find more artists to work with.
Gotcha.
But in the midst of it, you can still make purchases on the spot. That's why it just calls it the beat market.
Gotcha. Because you're getting everything all over.
Yeah, you can. It's like a one-stop shop. Like, hey, maybe I might find, and I've met a lot of artists from that shit who I still connect with today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, real shit. You'll be surprised. Like I said, this ball, and it was fucked up. Is stuff like that. It's what these regular, typical motherfuckers don't even know what's happening. Exactly. Shit like that, little events like that in the cut. You know, that shit's right on Saratoga.
Saratoga. Yeah.
Like right over there. You know where Maryland Art Place is?
Yeah.
It's in the same building.
I would have never known that.
Yeah, the lineup room is my boy Brandon. He runs this all on the stairs.
It's on the top floor?
Yeah, on the top floor. Yeah. Like right in the Maryland Place, there's a studio upstairs. And they be having another thing called the Baltimore Beat Club. I don't know when the next one is, but basically this shit, he throws this event too. And this takes place downstairs at Maryland Place.
That's on Saturdays?
Sometimes, or normally he'll do Thursdays. I believe Thursdays. But it's basically an event where you come in there, it's a sheet of paper. You sign up as an artist or producer, or you can do both. But you get called by name, by random. So like, if my name on the list, he'll call my name and he'll call an artist by random. I gotta come up, play a beat, you gotta come up and just spit bars on the spot.
That's dope.
You remember shit like that is existing here.
That's dope, and I love shit like that. I love that. All right, so moving on from the ratchet and ridiculous because the rest of it was all trash, and I'm tired. So my man Lee Stevens is in the building. How many of y'all were in the Scholars?
The original group, it was 3.
Right.
And then after that, it was a total of 5.
Okay.
But I mean, if I go into it at first, it was me, Lee Steven, and I had different names at the time when I first started.
This is true.
So my first name was Arcane.
That's a sick name.
There were other people that had that name in Baltimore at the time, so I changed it to Infinite. That was too deep. And then it went to people just calling me my name backwards, like Lee Steve. So I was like, let me try this. Kind of like smooth name to try. Right. So it was me, Cataclysm, which was my next door neighbor. He shortened his name to Kata. And then there was another guy that lived on our block named Acuity. He was going to be here last Sunday, but he went out of town for Thanksgiving this weekend. So it was us 3. He didn't really rap like that. It was just me and Kata. When Kata started to venture into doing other things, I ran into other people through Kata that rapped that were from New Jersey and Queens, New York. And they were going to Morgan at the time, and we were all working together at Nextel. So we wound up doing music together.
Come on, Nextel? You know that nigga just threw it back. He said Nextel.
That's how I know this is wrong ass time.
Like, where you at?
Like, exactly.
Right.
So at that time, we called ourselves the Scholars and Kings. It was our version of boot camp or
like boot camp. Yeah. Oh yeah, those were the good old days.
That's dope, yo. That name, I love a unique. Like that's it. That you obviously put thought into figuring out what the fuck your name's gonna be. Right. Not like you just gonna call yourself Lil Daz or some shit.
Right.
Lil Mo.
It took so long to come up with a name.
Yeah. No, I remember.
It took me 5 years.
Yeah.
This is my name, Obstacle.
Yep.
Oh, that's a dope name.
Yeah. It took me 5 years to come up with that name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went through transitions of. I can't call myself. This is too much. Like really, like so battle with yourself. It's like you want your name to ring a bell. Like I mean, I did research. It took me that long because I had to make sure. And I am the only Obstacle Beats in existence. I made sure they have a website you can actually type in, let's put like trademarking and stuff. You can actually type in names, and it literally shows you if that name is used. You can like type it exactly as it is. It shows you anywhere on the planet if it's being used, and it's copyrighted and shit. It lets you know that. I did that with mine. So nope, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Only one.
I am not the only one.
You have. You are definitely not.
I'm not the only young Smoove, but I am the only one that's on the top of Google.
Yeah.
So I'm always at in the first page of Google. Never fails. So, all right, let's get into some deep shit. What made you want to do hip hop out of everything else to do in the world?
Family. Well, I come from a family where music was played all day long. They played all the old school 60s, 70s music. My father played the jazz organ, he could sing. My mom did poetry, she could sing. I have cousins that were in rap groups. In the early 90s, they had cassette tapes and they would just play music at cookouts and stuff. And I was like, I want to do that. And then 88.9, different artists in Baltimore earlier in that time, like Scar Akbar and Norm Scholar, like around that time. I wanted to do that, and those people were around me. I got to meet them face to face. So I wanted to do it myself. So we started off battling people at the Inner Harbor, going to Crazy John's, getting the ciphers. And when we saw people looking at us, getting big eyed, like, wow, maybe we're nice. So at that point, we started going to studios and recording. And from there, I guess it became a passion. It was therapeutic. It was something that just took me to a whole other place.
That's what's up. That's probably the best answer I've heard to that question in quite a
you'd
while.
be surprised. Like a lot of people, that's a question. A lot of people normally have the same. It's like a repetitive response.
It's always my why did you fall in love with hip hop question, but just not as.
But people don't, go to interview. It's more just like, I grew up in hip hop.
Or I've listened to XYZ sound. I mean, no shade to that, because I mean, it's not great.
That as repetitive as that answer might be, that's normally the case. How people actually get on with music.
Right.
All my friends around me, we all rapped. We all listened to the same kind of hip hop. So we would all get in the ciphers. We wanted to be the best person in the cipher, where everybody else was around watching. So every day we came out, we would have a new rhyme that we memorized to say, or even freestyling, and it made us just want to keep going.
I remember,
that's genius. That's like, you know how genius that sounds.
That is
legit performance.
It is.
Like, that's sick. That's legit, like, performance. Like, y'all really came out basically and through your own performance, like unintentionally but intentionally, like. We're gonna do this specifically, and then we know this gonna capture niggas' ears.
I remember like the way that I got introduced to Lee Stevens was through my best friend, and which is his cousin. And what is hilarious is she was actually the first person that brought you into my earshot, and I was like, yo, he is dope. Who the fuck is that? I'm like, who the fuck is this? She was like, oh, that's my cousin. And it was. One song was like Verbal Assassination or some shit like that.
Wow, you took it back.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid nice. And it's funny because I remember in one of my bars I actually used that. We Verbal Assassins. And I got that because I got that from you. That's exactly where I got that from. And I remember I was in the 10th grade and she was in the 11th, and that became my best friend when she would go to war for me. And she actually helped me develop my style, and then that's when I started working with your cousin Jeff and all that shit. And then she was very pivotal in that way and was like, yo, you should write. And I just started writing, and I remember wanting to do, actually I originally wrote for Owens Mills as far as their newspaper was concerned. And I still had this to this day, where it was like the Godsons, and it was like everybody that wanted to rap, which none of these niggas do anymore. But there's a whole black and white picture, and I wrote the article underneath of it. So that's how I knew I love hip hop. And then your cousin was instrumental in that, and then that's when I got with Jeffrey, and I had to fight with Jeffrey. But it just was what it was. But it pushed me to a determination to do my own shit. So I thank you for that, because we Muscle Abusers, Verbal Assassins. That is where that line came from.
That's what's up. I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm. So what does this sound like for this album? What are we feeling? I know it's different than the Scholars album. Like, how does this sound at this point?
Okay, well, I kept for my core audience the whole hip hop, boom bap. I have a couple of those tracks in there, and then I wanted to show people that I can compete with what's out now.
Right.
There was a time where I had a close friend that said, well, you wouldn't sound right trying to rhyme on a trap beat. Like, you should stick to doing this and that. And I'm the kind of person, whenever somebody tells me I can't do something, I have to prove it.
How dare you even question my ability?
Right.
To do this shit? I feel like that's a question I would have never asked. Because to me, it's like, if you can do the boom bap, you can. Anyone who I've heard that solely does boom bap and shit like that, they destroy
everybody else.
Yeah.
Trap shit is too easy. That's why they don't do it.
Right.
It's like if the boom bap game, real lyricism, said that was only spat on trap beats as opposed, and it was the other way around, it would be the same way. It would be like, nah, this shit's too easy. You gotta challenge this out.
Look, I had a challenge yesterday. I never battled.
This nigga got the battle rap.
Yeah, I got a battle rap.
Yeah, we ended up battle rap.
Yeah.
Like,
I never do it. I jump all out of the
only reason why I didn't jump because you jumped.
No, I just
we were just in the conference room, like after a while we in conference, all of us in there chilling and shit, and it was a battle rap room.
Right. I'm a writer and I know my I know my strength.
Niggas
you know
literally, he jumped out that bitch too, jumped out there and show. I was like, that's the only reason why I did it. I was like, alright. I gotta back my mans up, yo. Put my cup down and shit.
Yo, it was so good.
It's not gonna be your last time.
It probably won't be because I ate these niggas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what I'm saying? Kid, nice. But so like, what other genres of music inspire you? Inspire your hip hop?
Rock. I grew up listening to alternative rock. At one time, one of my jobs, I used to be an electrician helper, and they would listen to rock music all day. Yeah. So I'd be like, what was this? Sublime, Nirvana, like those type of groups. And I'm like, okay. I like the music videos. They were kind of different.
They definitely were.
So you go to a show, you get into a mosh pit, and get elbow in your face.
Man, Jesus Christ.
That shit, I've seen it happen. That's why it's cool to just that type of shit. There's always I love rock music too. Like, very certain groups. Like I just always stick to that earphones. I'm not going to extra show. Motherfuckers be. That's a different type of level of like you watching Lil Pump on the stage, niggas just fist pumping. Nah, that shit is like you might see niggas get drop kicked out of nowhere. Shit happens.
You need to start going to them silent parties and shit with the headphones already on them.
I really want to go to one.
I really do want to go one. I really do.
My boy goes to some shits all the time in DC. I really want to go to one.
It was funny just to watch people with the headphones on when they're drunk.
Yeah. They be getting it though.
What the fuck are you listening to?
Actually, I'd probably be the worst. I ain't gonna lie to you because it get me drunk and the headphones and that's it.
Bruh.
Then you got the yelling people like, hey!
Just imagine like everybody out here when you take it off and it's dead silent.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
All you hear is screaming and stuff and laughing.
Yo, I got another one.
Yeah, that's cool.
I need that explained.
Like you go in and like you about to be like, yeah, you about to get this party. It's about to be hyping. You won't hear nothing. But then all you hear is the laughing, the giggling, and the screaming.
And different headphones have different colors, so like you listen to different songs.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah. And it's like, and you'll actually, you literally see the DJ up there, and like some of them will have it where the lights will play, and you can see.
Oh, so it's like how coordinated to
what he's on.
Okay.
Yeah, like what that DJ's doing over in that section. Or some of them I've seen it where they break them off, they may break off 3 different DJs, and your earphone will connect to whatever that color is.
Right.
And you like DJs are battling and scratching and all type of shit. So I think that was the one that was in LA. There was one that was in LA, and I know there's one in LA, I know there's one in DC, and I think there was another one that might have been like in New York, and they did a rooftop one that I saw one time. I was like, oh, that shit lit.
They have them in Baltimore though.
They do? I haven't checked it out.
It's kind of new
all the time. Yeah, it's like as far as here, like in Baltimore, it's like just touching the same thing. But DC, that shit's definitely for a fact in DC.
So, what inspires your lyrics though? Because I in this project, I definitely heard a lot of family pain in this project. But again, I only heard it because I'm familiar with it. So that's I'm cheating. But what inspires your lyricism?
I write every day. I could be at a red light and I could hear a word on the radio and I'm like, oh, tedious. It's just something simple as that. Just write it on a piece of paper real quick or on my phone, and then I'll just keep adding stuff throughout the day. But what inspires me, there were different artists growing up that I would listen to for certain things. Like, for example, when I was in my battle stage, Cannabis, there was a time where he was out. And I was like, back then I thought that he was freestyling. I didn't know that it was written. So I was trying to freestyle on that kind of level. And that pushed me to get better. Because I wasn't freestyling on this level, I was getting close to it. So I started writing down rhymes like that and memorizing them and going to ciphers. Cassidy, and then when he came out, like around that time, the whole mixtape era. So being competitive against other people that were nice also, it would keep me sharp. Like how do you say, still sharp and still. Yeah. So I would go home, put on my headphones, listen to different artists, and then get in my pad and pen and just write.
Right. Like, and what do you read? Like, because clearly a lot of your lyrics are just definitely in depth. Like, what do you read? Like, what's your outside?
I could go from 48 Laws of Power to how-to magazines to comic books. I'll go from anywhere to get any kind of imagination, anything to add to my lyrics.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, because I was like really kind of listening to the album. Like I listen to the album. What I do when we do like interviews like this, I'll sit in the basement and I go through and I listen to the album. And the first thing, I actually have to listen to it like maybe 2 to 3 times. The first thing that I listen to is going to be the beat selection. Has to be beat selection immediately. And I'm like, okay. And that's what I'm listening to as I'm listening to it. Second thing is lyricism. And then that's just like, okay. And I'll hear lyricism as I'm listening, but the goal is to like really feel and hear the punchlines and everything else and that cadence and making sure that's great. And then the last thing is the order of selection. Because like, yo, if your order is off, it fucks me up every single time. Yo, I cannot stand a sloppy ordered album. I can't.
That's one of the hardest parts for me.
But the funny thing about it, the funny thing about it is, that's the best part for me. Like, if I could do that for all artists, I would love it. To be able to say, yo, I love this song. I think this song should go here. This song should go in the middle. This song should go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that part for me is like Tetris. It's like Tetris. I love that part.
I do instrumental projects every year. So I drop an album every year on my birthday in June. It's all just instrumental. So I'll do like an actual instrumental album, like legit intro skits. Like I do that in depth to shit. So it's like I love organizing. And the thing is, like me, over a span of a month, I'll make like 50 beats, 60 beats in a month. Yeah. And then I just got shit to pick from. So I can just sit down, I'll take a day and just sit in the studio for fucking 5 hours.
8.
Just picking. I'll do a quick 10 hours. Just sit in the studio like, take this. This sounds like I can do this. I love that part. Like that part is like, all right, it's like writing a book almost. Yeah. Like I got all of this volume of shit and it's like, okay, you sound like this. You fit. You're a track 5. Yeah. You know, but me, like what I do is I immediately pick. So I make my intro or my track 1. I intentionally make that a track 1. Yeah. As I'm making that beat, my mentality is track 1. Right. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be ear capturing, guaranteed. So I make it specifically fit to that. Then after that's done, I immediately make my middle track and I make my end track. Then I make shit in between.
That fills in between.
So I do it different. First track, I'll do that intentionally based around a number 1. Then I'll make my middle one next. And then I'm like, all right, I gotta make something that you gotta go out with a bang. So I don't have that mentality. This has to end it properly. Bam. Now I'm like, I'm gonna choose a track or 2, 3, 4.
You know what? What else we did at one time? I remember I was in a group of people that when I forgot it wasn't around that time, the era with that. But it was a group of people that we had a bowl, and in the bowl were the titles of the songs. Yeah. So we mixed it up and then we just threw it onto the table and kind of played with them physically, because I had to have that physical touch, and then we listened to each song and then lined up where exactly it should go, and then that was like, and then that picture of it being on the table ended up being their cover art.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, and that was the back cover art for all the list of the songs or whatever. So I was like, but that was fun. But for me, like that is the best part. Like I could almost do without recording as long as I can put your songs together in order. One of the things that I loved about it is that it definitely had a Baltimore feel in that underground sense. How do you feel like the Baltimore scene has changed, especially from you being in it so earlier till now?
There's so many different music influences for a lot of the artists now. I would say that as of right now, there's a lot of artists, there's a lot of new platforms, a lot of artists can do more than one thing. They don't just rap. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing.
No, that's yeah.
It's literally true.
People are branding themselves better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're learning. Mm-hmm. People are learning now that, remember, like, what I noticed about the game now, yo, is like, the technology has cut out the A&R.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Literally. Mm-hmm. There was a time that I, like, you know, back then in the 80s, 90s, you know, coming up, these artists had to have a representative. Yeah. Had to have somebody that's gonna, you know, in these A&Rs or managers per se, you know, they're covering the extra shit on the side. Like, okay, I'm gonna do your press, your media. We're gonna push your shit. Now it's like I can be an underground artist pushing my own shit straight off my phone.
Right.
Oh, I just finished dropping the track, record it, bam, mix it down, cover art, pay this nigga do my cover art, pay this nigga shoot 2 videos of singles. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna blast this shit. I'm gonna pay for it. And you can pay for promotion. Right. I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna pay for having shit boost. I'm gonna go on Facebook, pay for a boost. Go on SoundCloud, pay for a boost. Throw these songs up. Boom, now your shit gets some revenue. Mm-hmm. Now niggas is like, you can do everything from this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Yep. As one entity. Feel me? Like, I think the only thing, nigga with the business, you know, with
the business mindset,
and like actual experience in that field, like scholar type shit. Like you actually went to school for this type of shit. Cause now you dead me. Now you just sitting back like you're a one man army.
I think the only thing that's missing in the artist relation was the same thing like with Summer Walker, which is artists learning to be personable with fans, because a lot of times everybody sits back behind a keyboard to do a lot of things that they need to do, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. I think another thing that artist relation really did, it showed artists how to be artists and entertainers, because that was the one portion. You're right, the marketing portion was a big portion that they did forever, and they did all of that for you, which is fine. But them scoping and molding you into an artist and an artistry and showing you those before that, so I feel like the A&R is missing from hip hop completely.
I mean,
and just music in general.
They got this website, like even like me as a producer, even for us, like they got this website called BeatStars. This shit is crazy. Like my nigga, you can literally, I have a BeatStars account. I can upload beats to BeatStars, right? Link my PayPal to this shit. And you can create the different prices based on what instrumental they're, okay, they're releasing it or getting rights, pricing it, all of that shit. Link all of your social media to it. You can link your YouTube, link your SoundCloud. You can link these things to this website. Mm-hmm. This literally, for us as producers, this cuts out having to do any middleman shit with anybody. Right. Whereas like, oh, well, you got a place where I can listen to some of your stuff. Oh yeah, so let me send you my SoundCloud. I'm gonna send you my BeatStars because you can purchase straight off. And I know I'm gonna have fire on there. Right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw it up there. It's like a flea market. It's like you go to a flea market and it's like this person is a flea market with this one booth and the person who run the booth ain't even there.
You know what?
He just got shit up. You feel me? Where he's like,
speaking of which, there's actually going to be a newer way too. There are like these sound cards where you can hand out the card.
So you take a picture of it?
Yeah, and you just take a picture of it and then all of the music comes onto your phone. Bro, so that shit is going to be fucking awesome. Deadly, I thought about you the other day. It was on Instagram, and I thought about you the other day about that because I was like, yo, if you do that.
Oh, I'll be handing that bitch out like fucking crack.
And if.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Draw the card quick.
So how does this project differ from a Scholar project? Like, how does it differ?
It's me, but I'm bringing producers back from my original project. So I have a lot of my original producers from when I was on the Scholars, but it's me by myself. Yeah. So I'm doing choruses. I have artists doing choruses as well. I'm doing different topics on there. But before this project, I had a project called Scorpio's World, which came out at the same time that Drake had Scorpion.
Wow.
Right.
So that's why I kind of slowed up on promotion on that.
And this one is called S-Files for those that didn't know, because I know we didn't really touch that, but go ahead.
So it's called S-Files. You can find it on all the streaming places you can think of. The cover, my man Mega Bros, he's a cartoonist. He has his own clothing line in Baltimore. Also, he has an Instagram. If you type Mega Bro clothing, all that stuff will come up. So he drew my album cover. The album cover is a picture. X-Files, if you remember that show.
Which was my shit.
That's why when you said X-Files, that's the first I thought about. I was like, spin off.
So I was like, okay, X-Files, okay. Lee Steven, X-Files.
It's the fucking infamous theme song. Like, hey, that's
it's funny when you say shit like that, when there are classic things that you say X-Files, that theme song comes in your mind.
That theme song really popped in my head.
I almost put that on a skit on that album. I was like,
I got 3 things that will make you automatically think about their themes. If I say X-Files, you hear it. If I say The Simpsons, you hear it.
Yeah.
If I say X-Men, you hear that immediately. Like, and I think that's kind of what this album is bringing. It's giving you those great classic boom bap elements. It's giving you almost a Baltimore story, a lot of Baltimore stories in there, which I love. And it has heart. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's dope. We've been doing this for the last 3 years, and sometimes you just don't see that level of heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about your grandmother quite frequently throughout it, which I loved your grandmother. She was freaking awesome. She was amazing. Which, actually, I don't know if you know this, but my wife actually grew up in the street before where your grandmother lived at.
Around that Paris area?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So your grandmother and them had the pink house on the far side. My wife grew up on Bellevue on the other side. So they was on right she was on Penhurst and it was on Bellevue.
So when Rita used to live around there, you probably was right there.
So actually, the funny thing is when Rita and when I got with Maxine, when I got my wife, I want to say we were maybe 2 years in. I was on the phone with Rita and she was kind of talking about it. And they never knew that they actually knew each other.
Oh, wow.
And they were actually cool with each other because they knew that Maxine always had dogs.
Right.
And at the time, I think she had Sugar, which was a German Shepherd, and she was talking about that too.
Oh, wow.
So, such a small world. But yeah, and I used to go over to the cookouts and shit.
Yeah.
And see Derek and everybody in there. So yeah, and your grandmother showed me so much love. I loved her. I missed her. And I kind of wish I could have been there for y'all with that. But yeah, she was definitely, it was funny.
But as far as the writing, whatever I'm going through at that time, I'll add it in.
Yeah.
So this album I probably worked on for about a year. So let's say, for example, around a time when my grandma was in the hospital, I may have just added some lines about what I was going through at that time and put that in a song. So then near the end, when I had about 15, 17 songs, I was picking out from those. A lot of those were all the songs, things I was dealing with at that time.
I think that that's another great thing too. I think you definitely poured a lot of emotion into this, and it's dope. It's an all around dope project. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, and I've listened to the Scholar stuff, and I have seen you branch, and you've also talked to somebody that's watched Chick Corea for quite a long time, and has gotten a chance to rap beside you. Because the Walk the Line song that I told you that KK did that one time, like, yo's on here, and he says a particular line that he is not K-Dot. So, how do you feel about the comparisons? Because that is the biggest thing I know that people say that your voice and your inflection tone sounds like Kendrick.
When it first happened, it used to drive me crazy, and it would always happen the same way. I could be around a girl, like, hey, guess what? You know what you sound like? I'm like, let me guess, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, how you know? Somebody said it before?
Yeah.
But I mean, my rebuttal to that is I've had this voice before I even knew
who Kendrick Lamar was, right?
I always sound like this. But before him, I mean, first it was Q-Tip. People said I sound like him.
Okay.
It was Cassidy at one time. So whenever somebody has a certain distinctive voice, they may bring me up for it. But Kendrick stood out the longest.
Yeah.
So from there, I tried to make sure that I had different kinds of flows in he had where I would try to pick different kinds of beats that he wouldn't choose. So it wouldn't seem like I'm trying to sound like him.
And emulate him, right.
And now luckily he's an alien now, and his music is completely different.
Yeah.
So he's going a different direction than I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find that it's a bigger stretch because of that? Like trying to keep your musical integrity and not sound like him? Like is it a hard stretch in that way?
In the beginning, yeah, because at that time when a lot of people were trying to sound like they were from down south or somewhere else, I was going in the direction where the underground hip hop sound, and at that time he was around on those kind of beats too. So people would say, "Oh, you sound like Kendrick Lamar. You sound like you should be a part of that camp."
Right.
I mean, I can imagine hearing that shit so much. It's like, all right,
yeah,
like yo, we get it. I said, all right, we get it. Like,
yeah, but you know what? Actually, I will tell you most of my favorite rappers that I love from Baltimore, like you and my man Mr. Nobles, all sound like people that are in the industry, which is a great thing, and I can feel where y'all feel as though that's
you know who Carlos sound like now. Thinking about it, yo,
Pusha.
No, Buckshot.
Ooh, maybe. Yes.
It's so crazy, yo. I was listening to
his album just came out too.
Yo, definitely fucks with Buckshot.
Love Buckshot.
I was listening to The Formula with him and Knife Wonder.
Okay.
And I was listening to that a couple of days ago, and I was listening to what song was it? Throwing Shade. It was 7 o'clock. What? This is like you ain't shit. Yeah. I know you kind. Thinking. Y'all listen to that, and it's how Buckshot started at 7 o'clock when the wide awake. I was like, yo, this sounds just like fucking Carlos.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all gotta send the link. I should Carlos. I was like, yo, listen to this song. This is exactly who you sound like. But at first I was like, that's what I thought about. At first I was like, yo, he give me Pusha vibes. Yeah. He does have.
He definitely has a Pusha.
He's a Pusha
cadence, but he doesn't have the. Funny how I'm saying this. He has to push a cadence, but he doesn't have to push a push. If that makes sense.
The charisma aspect. Yeah. Because Carlos is so
kind of subtle and laid back.
He's subtle as hell and laid back. His bars are all. You see how Fab is? Yeah. Carlos is like a Fab with a push. The energy is just like
laid back.
It's like a steady, laid back, very. You're never gonna hear Carlos yell on the track ever. He's never gonna scream. Yeah. He's never gonna project his voice.
Like Currency.
Literally like Currency. Like it's gonna be real chill, laid back, relaxed, but he's still spitting some hot shit.
Which he actually bought Currency to me, and that is why.
Oh wow!
That is why On Freeze is that play up on G. Like I love that song. Like that song is everything. Yeah, but that's just like with you. I think the difference in the Kendrick is definitely Kendrick tries everything vocally in a different kind of way, but I think that you primarily stay in pocket.
Mona Lisa's a prime example of that.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick really tried the old the squeaky voice thingy, like the pitching and all of this. So
we talking about Mona Lisa?
Yeah, so I get it. Like trying to experiment.
Which is great. Which there are only a few artists that can really do that. I would say Kendrick, Luda, and Nicki are probably my only artists that can really give you.
I got Busta doing it too.
Busta, but not as.
But Busta more bars than he. But Busta does it, but not as much.
But Busta, okay. So here's the thing. Out of those that I named, those are the ones that do that alter ego situation.
Oh yeah.
You feel what I'm saying to you? Busta, not so much. Busta spits though. Like let's be clear.
Oh, yeah.
and only but I think what you may think with that is Busta also does the patois, which that's something completely different. Like you don't.
No, I mean like when it's just just pitching his voice.
Definitely, he definitely does do that. My last question for the night is the ultimate question, game breaker question. Top 5 dead or alive. Who are your favorite MCs?
I saw that coming.
I have different lists. I have my all around list and I have my current list.
And let's do your all around list.
Okay. Let me go with Ghostface.
You wrote them down?
There's a lot of artists. So I would say Ghostface is one.
Yeah, faces.
Tony Stark.
Oh, speaking of which,
Ghostface, my nigga. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I went to the Raekwon and Ghostface concert.
I love that shit. I've never heard anyone even say Ghostface.
No one actually has said Ghostface until recently. No, which Graham is it? No, I just told him about it. No, I only told him about it because he was there. That was why. Okay,
Ghostface. That's it. That nigga's a spinner.
Shay Lagos.
Yeah.
Growing up, I mean, Ghostface, I learned a lot from him, rhyming-wise, because he used to make his own slang words.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah.
So,
that's what I fuck with him.
Like these niggas fugazi.
He talk his own, he literally say his own shit, yo. Like, and when they would do their skits and shit, like, yo, Wu-Tang has probably the funniest skits in the albums ever. Like, one of my favorite skits is Little Ghetto Boy. So
this is how close I was in the concert.
wow.
Yeah, that was at Soundstage, so I was like right there in the front. But sorry, not to cut y'all off. It was my favorite.
No, sorry, because years ago I'm thinking about like Little Ghetto Boys, the intro skit to that shit.
Yeah.
It's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Put the shit out.
I ain't putting
like,
shit down.
He's like, I ain't putting shit out. Yo, he's funny as shit. He was like, I ain't putting shit out.
Or the motherfucking one like, how you really torturing nigga? Yo, I saw his asshole up and I just keep feeding him and feeding him. Like,
that's my favorite rap group of all time.
yeah, it really is.
I'm a Wu graduate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got Face.
So Ghostface,
Mm-hmm.
I would say Styles P.
Of course.
I would say Nas.
But of
That's
course.
3.
Mm-hmm. By the way, that Mary and Nas concert was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the shit.
A lot of people may not say this, but I would say maybe Big Pun.
Of course.
Wow.
Right, I know. Don't
That's
go
actually
ahead.
my favorite.
Yes, that is his favorite.
One, that's top, number one for me. My whole time.
Maybe Scarface. Legend.
And no one says Scarface.
And no one ever says Scarface.
He's leaving Scarface out the picture, yo.
He looks so good now.
That nigga, yo.
Yeah.
You know, he looks so good.
A favorite for a favorite. That's my favorite shit by him,
Yes.
yo. Because he had Nas on the team.
Right.
I love that song, yo. Scarface is another person. Nobody. That's so fucked up.
First of all, let's be clear. If there was no Scarface, you would not have an Ashanti album.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
That's a good point.
Like Ashanti's first album was primarily Biggie and Scarface. Yeah. Like that's pretty much what those tracks were. So had that not been the case, maybe you would have found some other inspirations, but those were the main big inspirations.
Shit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, all those artists are names somewhere in my writing process. I've learned from those people in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That's how I am. Like with me, Pun is my favorite artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I can't write, so I actually spit like off the top. Like that's how I rap. Like I can literally rap. Like I can spit an album off the top of my head, like on the spot. I can but that's from studying Pun so long. Like that flow change and then and the like intricate. You know, I'm a lyricist, motherfucker. I love wordplay. I love fucking metaphor assembly. I love people who put that extra mile into that bars to like make me think. I'm a reference junkie. I love when a nigga be out. I have a lot of knowledge of a lot of shit. So when I listen to certain songs, I be like,
it's just it.
No, this nigga dead. Like, you feel me? Like,
I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. So it's like,
and I think that's why you got that level of nostalgia when you realize in New Jack City there's so many people.
Yeah, and I picked it up immediately. I'm hearing shit like, wow, I heard this nigga say this. Like, I'm a reference crackhead. So like when I listen to, especially if you can make a reference with sick lyrics behind it. Like, you come up with a scheme in a written song. Like, a lot of niggas don't do that. Where it's just like, okay, I'm just spitting this. But there are artists probably will come up with a scheme. Yeah. Actual scheme in a verse. A part of a song on the album. So I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I think that Eminem got some of the style from Big Pun.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What? 100%. I'm sorry. I think he is. There's a few artists I feel like got a style. That. Of course, Joe is definitely one of them. Because of course, it's just and Joe said it himself. Joe was like, Pun. When I found that nigga, he was like, that nigga made me hit the shot, like hit the step up, like whoa.
But what is so funny because in the way that it was presented to the world, you would have thought that Pun found Joe, but in actuality, it was actually the other way around.
I never knew that. Like, when I first got
many people never knew that part.
When I first got put on the Pun, I was a young boy. Like my father, like used to bump a lot of shit like Onyx and like Daewoo Planets, Far Side, so like that. So I should hear a lot of like classic type shit. But I stumbled across You and the Killer. Nigga, number one, that beat.
That crazy flow.
If I was to ever drop a mixtape or like some Jacket for Beats type shit, nigga, You and the Killer, that's track one. Yeah. That's instrumental one. That instrumental was fucking nasty, but I heard that song and I was like, who the fuck is this? This nigga is nasty. Like, And then my father told me, like, yeah, that's Big Pun. Just part of Terror Squad. I didn't even know who Terror Squad was.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the Terror Squad?
I used to love
Started doing research. Pun, yeah, number one for me, easily. So
Absolutely. So, we have come to the conclusion of the show. My man, Steve, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It has been, first of all, what you don't know is that it has been a long journey to get this man here.
Yes.
From the beginning part of the project, I'm like, hey, bro, we got this podcast. I'm just trying to make sure you get on it. He was like, yo, I will, but I really want to have something to say. I'm like, all right, bet. Let it slide for me.
And that was before my album came out.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was just sitting back. We had already had all these guys, and I'm like, I'm looking through. I'm like, why the fuck would I not have one of the illest niggas in Nebraska in this bitch? Y'all know I use this a lot. But then that happened, and then the last Sunday situation happened because you had to, do the sipping paint situation. Yeah. So there was.
Yeah, that's why.
Because
fucking Steve, you went after the show.
We'll tell you, but so. I am honored. Not only that you are family friends, so anything you ever need, you let me know, of course.
Let me come back on the show now.
Yo, that's definite. Like,
we love reoccurrences.
You know how many there are? There are so many.
Reoccurrences, like,
so many.
And people be on the show, like, it's just a thing. Like,
yeah. And the funny thing is, Kalada said something on the last show that made me think. She was like, her growth is, she listen to the other shows, and her growth is completely different.
And that's every person we had reoccurring on the show. You can literally hear from the first episode they got on to the next time they come back. It's always a progression. Always a fucking progression.
Speaking of which, Comp needs to get back on the show. I just enjoyed it yesterday too.
This is my first time being on the radio in like 3 or 4 years.
Damn.
There you go. And see, I created that for. Well, you know what? I won't say that. We didn't create it for this at first. We didn't know what the hell this was going to be.
I didn't know what the fuck.
He didn't even know what the podcast was, and I'm just like,
nigga just brought me an idea. Like, yo, try this.
This is why I can never not do this without him, because it's like, yo, bruh, you rocked with this when you had no idea what it was.
Nigga, the literal response was, okay.
That was
literally, I was like, all right. He was like, I don't know how we're gonna do it though. I don't know either.
And a lot of it became trial and error. And it's funny because now there are so many people that utilize this same exact setup.
You listen to track, you listen to episode 1 to like 15, nigga. I mean, like to the point we was recording off of one microphone
and had no idea.
And we had 2 set up. Yeah. Didn't even know. Trial and error. Like,
because we had to open up another channel and we had no idea.
Oh, wait. Yeah, so trust me, this shit's been real.
Absolutely. It's definitely been an experience. But once again, we want to thank you so much for coming out. And as always, don't forget that y'all can find us on so many wonderful platforms such as SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Music, and Spotify. Then, in addition, as we always close out every show, fear, false evidence appearing real. It's only real in your mind if you make it real in your mind. As you can tell, my man Lee Steven right here, right now, made it real. You know what I'm saying? You worked with a whole group of people and then branched out and created your own individuality. And a lot of them are on this album, correct? So how does that feel though? Like, I didn't actually, and I wanted to actually, how does that feel? How does it feel to not be part of a group at this point?
When you move by yourself, you can kind of do whatever you want to do and move at your own pace. There's nobody that can hold you back.
You're right.
The only thing is that you have to motivate yourself. There might be times where you don't feel like doing it. There's nobody else but you. You just gotta do it.
Right.
But I guess them seeing me still do it, like, wow, he's still at it. And then I make them want to get back into doing it.
Gotcha.
So that's how I started.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Cat is on there. I mean, this is.
I did. I was like, is it me? There's a lot of scholar dudes on here. Like, like I remember this. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, again, one of the illest people. Where can everyone find you?
Instagram. You can go to my Instagram. And it's Lee Steven, but it's LEESTE_VEN. You can go on YouTube. You can type The Scholars, THASCHOLARS. And then you would see any music video come up. But mainly just go to my Instagram. You can go to my bio and click links that I put on there.
Absolutely. Is there what is going to be your lead singles or your videos for that? For this S-Files project?
For S-Files, and then if you type S-Files Lee Steven, they'll come up. My music video right now is Thank God. When I put out my project, how I come up with my singles, I just let the audience tell me what songs they like the most, and I always hear people talking about Thank God. So I was like, let me shoot a video for it. So that's out on YouTube right now. If you type Thank God Lee Steven, I did that video about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Matter of fact.
Cool beans. So once again, I am your host, Young Smoove.
I'm OBeats.
And this is the KickStand. We out this much.
Yes, sir.